This video is an extension off of the filters/gears video that I shot. We were talking about playing in A minor and C major, how you can use the arpeggios, pentatonics, all that stuff. Now, I want to get into soloing over a chord progression. So when we are in A minor, or any key, we're just using A minor for the example, we are playing over the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. What I mean by that is if you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and give every note a number, A is going to be 1, A, B, C, D is going to be 4, A, B, C, D, E is going to be 5. So A, D, and E is your 1, 4, and 5. That's what you'd play in a blues progression. If your song is A minor, you're going to have an A minor chord, a D minor chord, and an E minor chord. If your song's A major, it's just all the chords are major. We learned in that last video that A minor and C major are relatives of each other, meaning that when you play A minor pentatonic, C major pentatonic is the same scale. You're just playing it from a different perspective. Every minor chord works that way. So when I play D minor, F major is 3 frets higher, shares the same exact pentatonic scale. So when I play D minor, you can hear how they lock up perfectly, and we'll get into how to play that in a little bit. Same exact thing's true with E minor and G major, because they're 3 frets apart from each other, they're the same exact scale. How do we utilize all of this stuff? A minor is our tried and true pentatonic scale. When we play that, the notes are A, C, D, E, and G. So we could think about it being the first note, the third note, the fourth note, the fifth note, and the 7th note of the scale. But an easier way to even think about that is if we are using the full A minor scale, we're skipping over the 2nd note and we skip over the 6th note. So we play, skip, play, 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 skip, play. And then it does it again. Play, skip, play, 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 skip, play. And then we can finish off by playing the final A, skip over B, and play that final C note. So that gives us that's our template for a minor scale, is play, skip, play, 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 skip, play. Now that we know that, inside the A minor scale, we can also play a D minor pentatonic scale. It's just finding our first D note, which is the 5th fret on the A string, and we go play, skip, play, 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 skip, play. Play, skip, play, 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 skip, play. And that's a D minor pentatonic scale that we're using the A minor scale to be able to develop the fingering for. To play that D minor one, I'm playing 5 and 8 on the A string, 5 and 7 on the D string, 5 and 7 on the G string, 6 and 8 on the B string, and then 5 and 8 on the high E. Once again, I could use that for my D minor chord, and I can use it for the F chord. I'll have a visual in a little bit to recap over all this stuff. So I have an A minor scale and a D minor scale in one spot. The final scale is an E minor scale. So the E minor pentatonic that I'm going to play, still using that A minor scale, is that I start on my E note in my A minor scale, which is going to be the 7th fret on the A string, and I'm going to play E, skip over F, play G, A, B, skip over C, and play D. So now I've got, and then I'd continue that by playing E, skip over F, G, A, B, and then I'd skip over C. I could slide up, but I'm not worried about that. I just want to hit an A minor pentatonic, a D minor pentatonic, and an E minor pentatonic in one spot. Once again, with that E minor one, is that I start with my ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string. I'm going to play 5 and 7 on the D string. I'm going to play 4 and 7 on G. I'm going to play 5 and 8 on the B string, and I'm going to play 5 and 7 on the high E to get my... With that, I've got an A minor pentatonic, a D minor pentatonic, and an E minor pentatonic. The beauty of this, I've got 3 different zones or 3 different pentatonic scales that I'm using. The A minor scale is going to work for C. The D minor pentatonic is also going to work for F major, and my E minor pentatonic is also going to work for G. So if I have a chord progression that goes A, F, C, G, I could basically go A minor, D minor, because it also works for F, A minor, because it also works for C, and E minor, because it also works for G. So it makes it so I don't have to jump around too much. Once again, that progression being A minor, and then I switch to F, which I'm playing D minor, because it's the same scale, and then C, I'm going back to that A minor chord, and then the G chord, I'm going to play my E minor pentatonic, because it shares the same exact pentatonic scale. Solo example. Only using 3 scales, even though I had more than that in chords. That's the first area there, that I've got A minor, D minor, and E minor, all in one spot of the guitar neck. So since we've learned A minor and C share the same scale, D minor and F share the same scale, and E minor and G share the same scale, we can do this same process in reverse now. Here's what I mean by this. Once you get comfortable with that, then there's a second territory that we could do all this stuff in, based off of the C major scale. The 1, 4, and 5 chord of C major is C, F, and G. The relative minors of all those are A minor, D minor, and E minor. What that means is that in my C major scale, I've got, or my C major pentatonic. When I play that scale, if I do the play skip analogy from the A minor, play, 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 skip, play, play, skip. And then I'd repeat that for the second octave. Play, 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 skip, play, play, skip, and then play my final C. That template, I can do that again over my F major and my G major. So I have to find where F is. It's my 4. And I'm going to play, 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 skip, play, play, skip. Then play, 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 skip, play, and a final play there if I want to hit everything. So that gives me my... I'm using a C major scale on the 8th fret here, and just using this succession of plays or skips to make different pentatonic scales inside my home base scale of C major. So I just went over C major and F major, which is going to be 8 and 10 on the A, 7 and 10 on the D, 7 and 10 on G, 8 and 10 on my B and my high E. The final one is my G major scale. So going to the 5, play, 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 skip, play, play, skip. Play, 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 skip, play. And then I've run out of notes in this one position here. So that's going to be 10 on the A string, 7 and 9 on the D string, 7 and 9 on G, 8 and 10 on B, and 7 and 10 on the high E to get. So now I can play C, which is my 1 chord, F, which is my 4 chord, and G, which is my 5 chord, to get C, F, and G. Once again, C works for A minor, F works for D minor, and G works for E minor. Here's the beauty of all of this stuff. I could decide to stay in one location and hit all of my conventional chords without having to move anywhere. The next part of this, once we do this in isolation in A minor and then in isolation in C major, we can mix and match. I'm sure you've either heard it in guitar solos or played, depending on where you're at in your guitar playing journey. When you is that you could slide up to another territory. What you're sliding up to is the relative major. So I can use my A minor pentatonic and then slide into my C major. If I'm playing D minor over in the minor world on the 5th fret, I can slide into F major up here on the 8th fret where I can. And lastly, I've got E minor. I can slide up into G. And I can use both of them at will. I almost want to put an or in between all of these. My tonic is A minor or C. My predominant is D minor or F. My third zone is E minor or G. Now that you've made it to the end here, there's basically 2 different things that we're trying to accomplish. First, playing these in isolation. So I've got A minor, D minor, and E minor. Then C major, F major, and G major. Once you can do those separately like that, then we can do the conveyor belts thing. That covers both A minor and C, just combining them together. D minor and F. And then E minor and G. And that is all of the information for this video. Practice it like this, and then ultimately it's just a matter of playing over different chord progressions and seeing how much you can transition from the different zone scales here. If my first chord's A minor, and then my next chord is D minor, then my next chord's F, I could just use D minor again because they're relatives. And then G, I can either use the E minor because they're relatives, or I can jump up to the 8th fret to play G. With these 6 different pentatonic scales, the 1, 4, and 5 in minor, and the 1, 4, 5 in major, you've covered all of the conventional scale shapes. And when you get familiar with these, you'll see them everywhere in music. Good luck with getting these down, and I hope you enjoy playing through them.